Hey,
Hello?
how are you doing? Can we hear us, Camille? Oh, I don't hear you. Give me a sec.
Oh, no problem.
Finally.
Hey,
Hey.
hey, hey.
Is the sound okay on the chat? Put a one in the chat if it's okay. If there is a voice that is too loud or not enough, please feel free to tell us. Seems good. Cool.
Nice.
Welcome, guys and gals. Welcome,
Hello.
Camille.
Hello,
I'm
hello.
so excited to have you tonight for that
Me
first
too.
ever edition of these interviews. It has been promised for a long time, and finally it's there. It was kind of hard to
Yeah.
get you.
Yeah.
It was a bit delayed, but finally we are starting. I'm so happy to start those interviews with you. Hello to everyone in the chat. Feel free to share the link about the stream. Feel free to inform everyone around you that it's happening right now. And feel free to ask some questions already. Someone in the chat will pick them up and send me all the questions in the end. All right. We are here with you, Camille.
Yeah. Finally.
How to introduce you? You are one of my oldest friend, if not my oldest friend. High achieving, highly fighting in every aspect of life. And when we are together, not in stream, we generally tend to have a pretty dark sense of humor. That's how we could summarize that. I want to start those interviews with a tradition. I want to start with a quote. I will let you guess who is saying that quote, and I will let you react on that.
There we go.
Power, real power, doesn't come from those who were born strongest or fastest or smartest. No, it comes to those who will do anything to achieve it.
That's our best friend, Circo.
Yeah, that's our bro. What do you think about that? I think it summarizes you pretty well.
Yeah, so much well, yeah. Because I was born in a small village and I have to do a lot of things to grow up and to be here. I had to work hard to sorry. I had to work hard to be right now here where I am.
Yeah. So that's one of the common points that we have. Few people were willing to bet on us, especially when we were art students. And through sheer work, blood, and tears, we figured out some ways to defy all odds and succeed in our own ways. And that's something that I'm guessing the chat is really eager to learn about. So please feel free to introduce yourself. Tell us about your background, your backstory, your Batman origin story.
This joke, fuck! You steal me!
So yeah, what's your story? Who hurt you? What forged you in flames and fire?
Story. So, let's start with the basics. My name is Camille Poulain. I am 25 years old and I currently live in Paris with my boyfriend Olivier. And I'm a creator character FX in the 3D industry since 2018. And currently I'm working at Fortiche on season 2 and I was also on season 1. Is that okay or you need more?
Yeah, that's fine. That's your most recent achievement. You have been doing quite a lot of other stuff before. We're gonna talk about that, but yeah. So for those who don't know Camille, but I'm assuming that everyone in the chat knows who Camy is. Thank you, Dr. Winnie, by the way. I'm gonna thank all the subscribers, follow and stuff like that at the end. But thank you. Yeah, so your most recent production was Arcane.
Yep.
No need for introduction about Arcane, the big Goliath from Fortiche Prod, Netflix, and Riot Games.
Yep.
Saying that Arcane has been a success is an understatement, I guess. Is that officially the most watched series on Netflix?
Oh, I don't know, but it would be wonderful.
It's pretty close to Squid Game, if not having exceeded it already. But in terms of popularity, it took everyone by surprise. I was the first one to be pretty surprised by that.
Already?
Yeah, as I told you, I've always avoided League of Legends, not because it's bad, but it's the same with World of Warcraft and Magic the Gathering. It's so complex and intricate that if I fall into that rabbit hole, I'm getting addicted to that for life.
Yeah, I feel you because the same. I'm in love with the lore of League of Legends, but I can't play because it was so. I don't know.
It's so rich and complex and competitive, and it has everything there needs for me to be completely addicted to that. So I always avoided that like the plague, but I know it's very good. So I didn't know a single thing about the League of Legends universe. I was expecting... I have some prejudice about Netflix. I don't have Netflix personally, so I was like, it's a Netflix series. I'm gonna be like, whatever.
Whoa.
And I was expecting it to be about a video game, so probably for kids. And oh boy, was I surprised. Just with the first 5 minutes, the first sequence was like, oh my god, what is going on? This is much more darker and mature than expected, and it turned out to be so well written and presented that I'm now a big fan.
Oh, cool.
It's just me, but
everyone.
Yeah, congrats to you and all the Fortiche team on that. This is incredible. Looking forward for season 2 and hopefully beyond. This is incredible. You slapped the entire animation industry in the face with what you have done, both animation, visuals, writing, storytelling.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
The subject. It takes a lot of courage, in my opinion, to handle such dark subjects. If it was with real actor, it would have been R-rated instantly, given how violent it is.
Yeah.
And I'm in love with that.
Wow, so, thank you.
Big congrats to you.
Big congrats to friends and colleagues and everyone to Fortiche. Love you guys.
So yeah, but before Fortiche there was someone else. And would it be possible to ask you about your backstory before the artist? It's not too personal, of course. And then moving through your art education, how you got your first job, and so on. Would that be possible?
Oh yeah. So prepare yourself. It's gonna be long.
Be ready for a long and hard backstory. Anyways, let's go.
My backstory is about chaos.
Chaos.
True chaos, because I was born in Amiens and I grew up, like I said before, in a small village in Picardy, where there are more cows than people, but at least there is a very good cheese. That's
good.
And so I was deaf because of repeated ear infections until I was 4 years old. And this caused me to have a lot of behavioral sorry for my English baguette.
Behavioral problem.
Thanks. And a language delay that I had to catch up until I was 7.
Wow.
Yeah. It was complicated. My speech therapist at this time was very skeptical that I would be able to speak properly. So it's a kind of hardcore. But hey, I can speak. So I start to draw to try and speak with people, because this was my only way to communicate. My parents did their best they could to help me, but my differences make that I was regularly subject to humiliation. Yeah, from adult children. So someone told me that how can I say that? I didn't deserve to live, stuff like that. It was kind of lovely.
Is that adults or kids who say that?
Both.
Yeah, kids are extremely cruel, right?
Yeah. And same for adults.
More cruel than adults generally, especially when they are young. Like when you are in elementary school, kids are so cruel all the time.
Yeah, and I'm convinced that their cruelty came from their parents. So adults have a huge responsibility in that. But anyway, because of that, I closed myself into drawings, computers, manga, and video games very, very early. So in elementary schools, I had a lot of fun by making photomontage with paint, and then I learned to use Fortiche Studio because I was too much on Skyblog. Did you remember Skyblog?
That's a very dark era. Yeah.
French dark era.
Yeah, very dark.
And at the middle school, I drew a manga. It's difficult to assume that, but I drew that. It's called Substance. With that, I used to learn to use SketchUp to put some 3D warehouse models. So I tried a lot of stuff with CG to make my comics. I was pretty lame, so I gave up. But I tried. And even though I had some good times and I met very good people at middle school, like Olivier, my actual boyfriend, the love of my life.
Hey man, you're doing well.
School was unfortunately a real hell for me.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of common points, and a lot of people in the chat can relate. Put a one in the chat if you were the different kid, you were bullied at school and you were finding some kind of shelter in video games and mangas. Yeah. I will need to charge. But I still have that theory, and I think we share that it's probably what made us artists. Or we were artists in the first place, and that's why we got bullied. It's kind of hard to tell. But in any case, we are weirdos.
Yeah, of course, a lot. Huge weirdos. I don't know if you feel like that too, but school was a constant noise for me.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand anything about social codes.
Oh, same. I was a complete social monster up to maybe 2 years ago.
I remember.
I was like, why being so polite? Why asking people, hey, how are you doing? This is nonsense. This is chit chat. This is just noise. I like discussion with a substance. I like when it's deep. And I don't understand why people are getting so tired when I want to talk about philosophy when they are all drunk. I don't understand why.
But you have to learn. So
full-blown INTG, super intellectual.
Kind of hard. So where I was, I forget.
You were talking about your manga that you did in middle school, I guess.
Forget about my manga.
Yeah, let's forget about that. Skyblogs.
Yeah, exactly. So because I didn't have the social codes, I was always later, behind the other, and I constantly had to modulate my identity to please people. I know that you know that, so it's kind of difficult. And when I couldn't do it anymore, the harassment came back. So there was no end about that. Yeah. So as a result, I had a lot of anxiety attacks, and I was very absent from classes despite my good grades. And some of my teachers didn't hesitate to criticize me in front of people when I wasn't there. They said that my creation, everything I did was ridiculous, and that it wouldn't get me anywhere in front of all of my comrades.
Oh yeah,
That's lovely.
typical teacher, typical classmate.
Yeah, but just to be clear, not all of my teachers were like that. There are just few exceptions, but you know those exceptions who hit you really hard.
Yeah,
they are. But I also remember some wonderful teacher who support me and pushing me to be more creative and to write more. And I'm really thankful to them.
Yeah. Yeah, just to quote what Neris Arcane is saying, they must have their mouth closed now. Just imagine if you were in high school or middle school or elementary school, everyone is shitting on you. And imagine if they would realize at the time that you would be working on the biggest animated series of all time that even themselves and their mother and their kid would be in love with. Imagine. Or they would have changed their mind.
Yeah, and do you know that I still didn't realize that I have done with my friends on Arcane? Just like I'm still that young girl who is bullied by people and say, "Oh, so I'm sorry to exist."
Yeah.
But I'm working on it. I'm okay now.
You need to raise your ego a bit about that. You have been such a big achievement. You deserve it.
Yeah, thank you. That's why I recreated my Twitter account.
That's very good.
Thanks to Laura Jimenez who put me in that. My lovely comrade at Fortiche in the CFX team. Love you, Laura. Where we were in the backstory still, isn't it?
Yeah, we were at the end of middle school, so now it's high school. It's probably when we met, I guess.
Yes, exactly. I'm coming.
With the live streams.
Yeah. So we came to the period we met because of some traumatic events I live in parallel. I was broken at that time, so I shut myself more on the internet. I was doing a lot of anime music video. Did you remember?
Yeah.
Oh, no! No!
I remember everything.
I was hoping you didn't. And I have pretty much deleted all those videos, I guess.
No. Anyways.
I was watching a lot of YouTube tutorials to learn the whole Adobe suite, and I was extremely fan of the Vocaloids and started to follow some Twitch lives, and one in particular. Please say it.
Lord Neo.
Yes!
Archive.
The Neos draw together!
I don't know if he's there, but I would love to see him in the chat. If anyone is in contact with Neo, please bring him to the chat.
Yeah.
Neo.
Our great lord.
Oh my god.
Neo, yeah. Great times.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you remember the concept of his lives? We need to explain or not?
Yeah, I think we can summarize that pretty easy. It was at the very, very beginning of Twitch. Neo was he was an illustrator working for a lot of French YouTubers in the gaming space. So he was pretty famous. And once a week, every week, he was doing some kind of live on Twitch. It was at the beginning of Twitch. And he was giving us a subject. He had a playlist. Everyone was drawing. He was drawing live. At the end of the live, we were reviewing all the drawings from everyone. And it was not really a contest, but he was always picking up the ones he preferred the most.
Yeah.
And for a lot of us weirdos, it was our weekly meeting. That's how we met.
Yeah, and he was he gives a lot of kind feedback on the participants' creation. So it was always a good moment. So. And thanks to that, to this special atmosphere, I met people who shared our interests and our problems. So I don't know if you remember, but we supported each other in our loneliness.
Oh yeah.
And one of them, Dalana.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, you remember Dalana? Go, perfect.
Sure.
I became closer to him, and he told me the basics of the 3D, including ZBrush, Substance, and Marvelous Designer. After that, we built a group of friends where we spent our evening to playing and drawing together. You remember that, team?
Oh yeah. We had a Minecraft server. We are doing karaoke together. It was very cringe.
That's wrong, team. So I really want to say hi and to thanks to those people. I remember all their pseudos.
I see that there's Shoka in the chat.
I hope so, because let me think. Trudeau, Rock, Butch, New, Sardine, Stone, Shoka, Kyo, Casfiel, thank you so much for being our friends. And you were the last to join us, team.
Yeah. I was absolutely the last one. I was like, can I come to your awesome team? And you look so freaking cool.
You wrote a letter?
Yeah! It was like an application to a job, almost something like that. Like, please hire me in your team.
We just were a bunch of losers. Oh, fuck it.
That's the emotion.
Yeah, emotion. But we're lovely losers. And I still love those people so much, and they give me so much. And wow, just thanks, drawing team. I love you all. Still love you.
God.
And thanks to that team, to those people, cool people on the internet, my creativity became clearer when you started to share with me your 3D posters.
Yeah, that's when I started art school.
Yes.
I think you were still in high school, right, at the time?
No. I was still in high school.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay. So yeah, you were in high school. I was in art school.
Yep.
And I was starting to share 3D with you. Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks to you, I acquired other 3D basics, and you teach me some compositing and rendering basics.
Yeah, it was back in the time on Montreal and Scanline in 3ds Max. Those dinosaurs of rendering engine that was taking forever.
Yes, but we do it.
And then
awesome times.
And then eventually you went to art school too.
Yes. Thanks to my plastic art teacher of high school, Stéphanie Bergeau-Nguyen. Thank you, Stéphanie, if you see this. Because she understood that I was determined, but so lost. So she redirected me to public art schools. And thanks to that, I was able to follow some art study that was within my financial reach,
Yeah.
So this school was the ESAD of Amiens.
Oh my God, that's cool. Yeah, I remember you told me about that. I was like, hey, come to mine. It was a bit too far away. And I think yours was free, something like that. It was a public school, right?
Exactly. You have to pass an exam to get it.
Yeah.
And that's the end, I guess, for my backstory, my dark age. What do you think?
Yeah, I remember we were super cringe at the time. You were doing very scary stuff in 3D at the time. I remember your graduation short. I still feel pretty bad just thinking about that. I just watched it once, and it was
am a monster. I am a monster.
It was kind of scary.
Yeah. Because the art school where I get in was the Wetsum of Amiens. This is the animation part of the ESAD.
Yeah.
So about that, my education, I guess you want us to speak about that.
Yeah, you can. We can move towards the end of the art education and towards your first job if you want.
Oh yeah,
and
of course.
And also how you discovered cloth.
Oh yeah. Oh,
at the end of your school.
Oh yeah, I hear a huge story drama. How I discovered cloth. You have to know first that my grandmother, she's a singer and she used to wear a lot of costume. So I grew up in it.
Yeah, I remember you were even drawing a lot of folds and robes and costumes already before even jumping to 3D.
Yeah, exactly. And at first I wanted to be a costume designer.
Your current job is pretty close to that.
Yeah. And you know what? Because I refuse to be a drawer because, drawing for me, it's kind of bad, but it's something really personal. It was my first way to communicate with people when I was deaf. Yeah. So I can't put my drawing at the service of people. I tried a lot of time, but I can't.
Yeah, it's probably too personal of a medium to you for you to use that for someone else's ID.
Yeah, exactly. And I just finished with the idea that when you can't do something, but you have the possibility, just don't focus on that and focus on what you can do.
Yeah.
This is better because you're getting something.
Yeah, that's another similar point that we have in common is that same. I don't like to draw traditionally. I'm very bad at that.
Oh, yeah.
The school was yelling at me all the time because, hey, you don't know to draw. That's bad. And it's like, no, there are other mediums. Mine is digital painting, 3D, photo. And eventually it succeeded. And you need to find your medium and you need to accept the fact that some mediums won't talk to you or would necessitate way more work from you in order to achieve even the simplest results, while other ones will be very easy to grasp in some ways.
Yeah, and speak about the medium, I really want to thank my older sister Audrey. You know my sister Audrey. She's kind of strong person, and she had me a lot in terms of art education because she was the kind of literary genius, you know.
Yeah.
So she bought me some fine art books, and thanks to her, I could perfect my drawing techniques. And she pushed me to acquire a lot of references in photography, cinema, and books and stuff like that. So thanks to her, I built a strong world of plastic references.
Yeah.
Like I love the books of Annie Ernaux, the photography of Pierre and Gilles, the cinema of Manuel de Oliveira, and the one of Xavier Dolan, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So all that extravagant aesthetic pushed me to costume.
Yeah. Yeah, it's incredible to see once you start to have a bit of experience and you retro-engineer your entire path and journey and evolution, and at some point you realize it has never been an accident and it always makes sense and it's related to stuff that you were attached to when you are very young.
Yeah. This is destiny.
Yeah, and I truly believe, and there are books about that, like Mastery by Robert Greene. Have you read that book?
No.
Mastery by Robert Greene?
Not yet.
One of the main idea from the book is that the things that you really like when you are a young kid, like from 3 to 8 maybe, will define you as an adult so freaking much.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You grew up with a grandma, right?
Yeah.
A grandma that was doing costumes and doing stitching and always in clothing. Personally, I grew up with surrounded by owls, like owl figurine everywhere, and books about magic and stuff like that. And these are the stuff that are making our artistic identity today.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree with that.
Yeah, and when you return, that you are like, oh my god, it made so much sense.
Yeah. But you have to take the time to think about that to understand more about yourself. It's about meditation too.
Yeah. Anyways, so how you move towards cloth simulation towards the end of your art school, right?
We didn't speak about clothes at all.
I'm trying to keep up with the guiding line of the interview, but that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, that's clothes. About clothes in 3D, how can I have to think. Yeah. You have to know first that my 3D story at Wetsum was also awesome and very painful. Because when I came in this school in the first year, the training was very, very general. You learn how to make your small thing alone from A to Z.
Yeah.
So in 1 year, you learn to write, you learn to storyboard, you learn to concept art, modeling, texturing, rigging, animation, rendering, compositing, editing, etc., etc. So it was a lot of information for me, and even if I had my knowledge of the Adobe Suite, I was on a promotion of genius, of real talent. So I was the worst.
The common point that we have, I guess.
Bad. I was the worst in 3D. I was just so dispirited. And when I wanted to quit, I really thanked my director, Philippe Babi, because he called me and I was applying for being transferred to the graphic design section at this time. And he was like, okay, you are in some trouble to learn all these technical things, but believe me, you have something in terms of intention. So please stay and keep it up. And I listened to him and I start to work on clothes.
Yeah. So you decided to pick just one thing and be very good at that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's something I'm telling a lot, especially to 3D students, is that there are ways to be a good junior while being a generalist. But if you can heavily specialize into something that the industry needs, you will crawl. You will be surrounded by job offer, and you won't even be able to accept all of them. You will have to refuse job offer right from the start because the industry is craving some specialty.
Exactly.
And the more niche you are, of course, do something that is needed, but the more niche you are, the more chances you have to not even have to send a single portfolio because the company will get to you, be like, hey, we desperately need someone like you. We are willing to pay you. We are willing to train you. We are willing to do anything to get you because there's nobody doing what you want to do.
Yeah. Weirdo.
Just be a weirdo.
Yeah. And thanks to him, Philippe, if you listen to me, thank you so much. You saved my life. It's kind of too much, but no, believe me, I'm telling the truth. He saved my life. And thanks to all my comrades, and I'm thinking about Séverine Cordier, Damien Jimenez, Cyrielle Delange. This is the thank you part, okay? Baptiste Vantoni, Clémence Pierrat. Oh my god, guys, Clara, I can pronounce your name, sorry. Comment tu dis en anglais le nom de famille? Bon bref, j'arrive pas à le prononcer. Voilà, thank you all. And I forgot the point. The clothes. So I did some CFX stuff at night on my personal project of first year and second year. So I had a lot of fun by making my own blade shape, attribute, connection, and stuff like that. And it was CFX without I knew it.
Yeah.
So animated my characters' dress and hair was the best part. I really enjoyed that. So I just keep that, even if I sleep a lot of time under my desk at the school.
Yeah, in any case, we are in our school, so we are not sleeping that much.
Yeah. Yeah, hard to do, you know?
Yeah.
And I finally made it through those years. I built a lot of strong bonds with my classmates, and at the same time, you and Darana continued to show me some of your discovery in 3D, and I will never be enough. Thankful for that. Because you were like, oh, hey, Camille, I just found that, and I was like, oh, okay, and you were taking the time to teach me.
It's so important to have people willing to teach, especially in the art industry. And something you realize very fast is that generally in some school, the teachers, if they are kind of on the not good side, let's say, they are always teaching you in a way to make you believe that the industry is very competitive, that there is not enough space for everyone. And when you join the industry, you realize that the more you help people, the better. There's always room for everyone as long as the person is talented enough. And the industry is craving new talents. There's never enough new fresh blood coming to the industry. So as long as you are good enough, the industry will hire you. So,
yeah, of course.
And it's still a very small industry and everyone knows each other. So the more you help people, the more you would get that reputation of being a nice person, helping people. And you never know when someone you helped in the past might get you the favor back later. Like,
exactly, that's true.
Let's say this person get hired at a crazy big company, and at some point you're like, hey, dude, girl, apparently you are that company. Can you help me get into it? Sure.
Yeah.
Favor for a favor. So the more you help people, the more the industry will help you.
Yeah, of course. And I'm so sorry, I forgot her. Morgane Viel. Morgane. She used to help me a lot of time when I was homeless during the art school. So she was like, no, you can sleep under your desk. Come with me. So yeah, and now she's working with some friend of mine at Micros Animation, and I am so happy for her.
Yeah, speaking about micros and all of that, let's move towards the graduation period and when you got your first job. How did you get that first job?
Oh yeah, I know those crazy story. Again, thanks to my comrade, because it was like, oh, sniff. I can't be good enough, because when you want to learn class simulation and CFX stuff by yourself, this is
there's no tutorials.
Crazy. Yeah.
You need to find on forums. You need to experiment. Yeah.
Exactly. So thanks to my pedagogical team, they let me do that. At first, they were afraid, but when they see that I get some results, they told me that to focus on that. And thanks to David Montini, he was like, okay, do some close modeling. This is fine, but please simulate them.
Yeah.
So I try my best to do that on my own. So I was working with Marvelous Designer and correcting the plot with Maya, with my blend shape and tricky stuff. And I came to the PIDS. Do you know the PIDS?
Not at all.
It's a French meeting of 3D. How can I say that? This is the big studio in French in Paris who comes to you, and you have to play in a schedule, and you present yourself to them.
Oh, okay. This is yeah. Okay, I see. This is okay. A lot of companies are coming to your school, right? Or to
no. We came to us at Paris.
Okay.
This is an event, and
yeah,
just chat with them.
Yeah. I've been to different industry gatherings and meetings, but this seems very similar. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a really fun experience because my friends were like, "Oh, let's go!" But okay, they were prepared, but not me.
Yeah.
So I came to the pits. Oh my god! I was like, "Oh no! I have nothing to show." It was I have a bad demo, but we can see on it my close modeling, my hairs. So it was not planned at all. So, oh my god! But people were so nice because they see my sensitivity for clothes in my work. I remember Florent Ducasse.
Okay.
He's now a very fixed artist at Quantique, I guess. I'm sorry if I'm.
I don't remember.
But he was but he was so nice with me, and he told me to. There was something with my dance and modeling.
Oh yeah, I remember about him. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. And it was sensitive, and I had to continue in that way. And I was very touched by that. And then, thanks to him, I was more in peace with myself. And I met Estelle du Cartion from Micros Animation.
Okay. Yeah.
And when she saw my class modeling turns, she told me to send her a special demo of my clothes, but simulated, only that.
Okay.
As soon as possible.
Yeah. That's generally a very good sign. And it's like, please send me something fast. It's like, yeah, you need to beat the higher on when it's art.
Yeah, exactly. So I listened to her, and thanks to her, because I did what I could with Marvelous Designer and Maya, you know. And then, a few weeks later, Benjamin Malartre accepted me as an intern in his team of cloud simulation with Clara Anton, her production coordinator. I was here to make Astérix and the Secret of the Magic Potion. Woo!
Yeah.
And wow,
that's huge for a first job. That's really huge.
Crazy. And thanks to my friend, they brought me here.
It's always the first job. Every story that I have with other people, it's always thanks to friends.
Oh.
When you get your first job, it's always thanks to friends.
Exactly.
Because generally, they see a job offer on the internet, they give it to you because they think about you. You send it, and you would have never discovered that alone without them. It was the same with me with Ubisoft. It was just a friend of mine that just sent me an offer like, hey, dude, I know you like environment design. Ubisoft Annecy is hiring. There's a job offer, do whatever you want. But I never got my opportunity without that.
Yeah.
And friends are so important.
Yeah, and if I have a really good advice to give, is that instead of being alone with your dark motivation, because I had a lot of motivation with anger and, vengeance spirit.
We're going to talk about that later, but yeah.
Yeah. This is bad. Yeah. No. Please don't do that. Just find your own energy in power, friendship, and passion.
Power of love.
Please bring Yu-Gi-Oh! Kind of mainstream, but in fact, this is true.
You know, guys, when you start hating yourself and walking out of hatred, when you start to be bitter and want a revenge, it's like you drinking the poison and wishing for her to die. You're only suffering. Instead, trust in friendship, trust in love. No, enough of that nonsense. But yeah, it's very important. And being angry, being bitter, wanting to prove something to someone that shat on you.
Yeah.
Again, that's a common point that we have. I did some really thug life style things at school because of that. But generally, walking out of hatred and anger and frustration, bitterness and revenge can only get you that far, but not that much. It's like, you see when you are in a video game and you have an ability that buffs you, but at the same time your life decreases. And you're not working with clear energy.
Exactly. And you can succeed with that kind of energy, being realistic, but you will be alone in your success.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
Yeah, in my opinion, it's kind of good when like you hit rock bottom to get you out of that, because you are not okay with that situation and you use your anger, your discomfort to get out of that nasty situation. But as soon as you are out of reach to fall again into that trap, you need to have sane base. We're going to talk about that after your backstory, because you are very, very literate about that. But you need a solid health, you need a solid relationship, you need everything aside from art, aside from what you do, that needs to work. Because if you tunnel vision only on one thing, it will get you very far very quick. At some point you will just crash yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And your health will pay.
Yeah, it's I don't remember who said that. I think it's Sun Tzu, but it's something like the candle that shines twice as bright shines twice as short, something like that. And that's exactly that. You can get very far very quick. At some point you will burn yourself, and recovering from burnout like that is very hard.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time, more than you think.
Yeah. So, Micros animation.
The Micros, fun parts! Yes, finally fun parts!
Astérix and the Secret of the Magic Potion as the first shipped project.
Yep.
That was a very nice opportunity to be paid and learn at the same time and fill your resume. What's next?
Yes.
What's next?
So when I came to Micros animation, I'm gonna just drink some.
Yeah, sure, no problem. No problem. Hey, Naive 7, the cat is huge, 8 kilos.
Oh, meow meow. Cute cat.
He's always hogging the spotlight. Anyways, so after Micros animation.
Yeah, so when I came, I had to learn everything about the end class simulation and class setup on the spot.
Oh my god! There is Neo in the chat!
Yeah!
Holy shit! Oh,
bisous!
sorry, bisous Neo, on t'aime! Oh mon dieu! C'est à cause de toi qu'on est là!
C'est de ta faute, tu con!
Okay, Neo is in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat for Neo, please, because this guy is the reason we are doing that stream today, and he is probably the reason that we have joined this industry. I have joined the industry thanks to Neo's stream, and so did Camy. So thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.
So happy to see you on the stream. It's the role is inverted now. Thank you so much, buddy.
So Micros.
So after Micros, yeah.
So I learned everything on the spot. The team. So this team. I have to just tell them all. Benjamin, Clara, Kevin, Sébastien, Charlotte, Marguerite, Loïc, Franck, Joanne, Caroline, Nelly, Romain, Guillaume. All those people were very kind to me, but you know, when I was here, I feel like I was an imposter.
Oh, imposter syndrome.
Oh yeah, you know that one. So I'm kind of dark person, no?
Yeah, that's fine. We all are. We all are.
That's okay. Cool. So I was going to cry in the toilets at every break.
Wow.
And wondering what I have done and why I am here. Just being
Damn.
sad. But I
Damn.
keep it up thanks to Kevin Vernet, my buddy, because he was my neighbor, and he became quickly a friend. So because Kevin, he how can I describe Kevin? He's a great autodidact himself.
Yeah, self-taught artist. Okay.
Yeah, so he told me a lot of his tricks and class of everything he knows. He knows. Sorry. Thanks to him, I was able to acquire a solid foundation, and I was able to receive all the technical advice from Benjamin and the other team members. So, when I said you have to be Yu-Gi-Oh, please, you have to be Yu-Gi-Oh, the power of friendship.
Someone is asking you to shout out to our friend Alicia. Can you do a shout out to Alicia?
Yes, of course, Alicia. Thank you for being a big fan. I'm very touched.
There we go. There you have. So, yeah, you had to become Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, instead of being Batman.
I'm Batman.
So I think to him, at the middle of the production, I was about to be more confident, and I met Sébastien Canen and Guillaume Poignon. And there are two other great friendships, and they are men of infinite patience, and they never stopped to giving me some tricks and solutions to all my technical problems I had on the production. And thanks to them, I was able to be hired by Micros Animation and to finish the whole production.
Wow. So after the internship, you got hired.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, and I remember also Romain, who was there with me, and like, you can do it! He was always pushing me in challenge, and that's what...
I have a question for you about internship and getting hired, because I got my first job as a junior directly. But something I tend to think and I tend to say to my students when I get them in my mentorships or consultation is, if you can get an internship,
yeah,
that's almost better, because you are paid to get trained.
Yeah.
And then you get hired.
Exactly.
So in some ways, in my opinion, unless you can get hired directly as a junior, it means you are ready. But if you can get an internship, you should not be sad and consider that as a low-hanging fruit. On the contrary, that's a very good opportunity, because you are paid little money, but still a bit of money, maybe enough to cover just your bills or whatever. And you are paid to learn. They are here to train you. You have some responsibilities, but they are very little compared to even a junior, because they know you need to get a perfected technique. So you can just chill, relax, focus on learning, getting better, and just doing that, just learning and focusing on becoming better and doing what they want will grant you the job 100%.
Exactly.
Go on.
Show how much you are determined and passionate, and people will be always nice with you. I don't have any bad experience of nasty people when you are...
Showing that you are willing to learn is, in my opinion, the best quality you can have. Either at a meeting, when you are asking for feedback or whatever, if you show that you are genuinely looking for feedback and for improvement, nobody can be bad with you.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And if they are bad, you just don't want to work with them. If they are bad,
it means that they are a really bad person.
Yeah.
You should ignore it. But and something very great about the internship is that the company is basically betting money on you. Because for now, as an intern, you're not really an asset yet. You are a gem in the rough, and they are betting on your potential to then fit the prod being hired. So by them telling you, hey, we want an internship with you, it's like them saying, hey, we want to bet on you for the future. So it's a huge compliment already.
Yeah, and it's a great opportunity to learn, and just what I wanted to say. And yeah, it's a great opportunity to find some people who will be mentor to you.
Yeah. Finding a mentor is so important.
Yeah. And yeah, okay, they're your friend, but they make you grow. They're kind of parents. Because when I came more closer to Guillaume, we share a lot of idea of how we can put more artistic intent on the CFX and stuff like that, and you can create such interesting things that we put in Arcane. I can be more specific, I'm sorry, but yeah, all the things, all the mentor stuff, great friendships, just build what we did today.
Yeah, it's like that relationship that they had in the past with a master and an apprentice.
Exactly.
You see, you have like a master carpenter taking up a very young child under his wings and teaching everything. And you, of course, you have bonds with the job that you are learning together or that this person is giving to you, but you create more stronger bonds that goes way beyond that. You start to share the same point of view, start to feed each other in terms of ideas. And this is a wonderful relationship. And also it gives you, as the apprentice, the opportunity to learn so much from someone who already made it. So you know that the process of that person is viable for the industry. And you just have to walk his or her path, and you know it will grant you the result.
Exactly. And I guess I am done with my first one.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's next?
Well, I have to breathe. Water.
Tell me if you want to take a 2-minute break or something like that. There's no problem about that.
Oh, it's okay. I just realized that I said a lot of things that are very personal and in English.
That's up to you. That's up to you. I'm not forcing you. If something is too personal, don't.
No. This is not a criticism. This is just like, wow. I know that, I don't know, terrified kid. I grew up.
Yeah, we all have a lot of backstories to share. And we, as we said previously, what we experienced as a kid mold us so much when we are adults.
Yeah.
Either in the good or the negative. But both of what we experience as a kid is so crucial for us.
Yeah, especially the negative. Yeah. You have to accept it. You can change the past, but
you can change the lesson you have out of it.
Yeah, you can transform the negative on such a beautiful positive.
Yeah.
This is a great power.
Yeah.
But you have to be patient to understand that.
Yeah, it needs a lot of patience. It needs a bit of pain too, because sometimes you have to hurt yourself to realize, oh, it's linked to that. This solution from the past is the problem today. And you also have to face your demons, honestly.
Yeah.
Because when you have something that is kind of... I don't want to go too dark for the stream, of course.
No, it's okay.
When you have something that is a bit traumatic to you as a kid, or that really marked you for whatever reason, either good or bad, and sometimes it has influenced you so much that you think it's part of you, and it has always been there. But that's not true. It can be changed only if you go back to that story that created that lesson that you got from it, and you rewrite the end lesson.
Yeah.
And this is very hard because you have to get rid of another part of yourself.
Yeah.
You don't know what will come instead. So letting go asks for a lot of courage, and sometimes you have to go again through some very difficult past and such. So it takes a lot of courage. And before we get back to your second job, I truly think that as artists, we are very privileged because we all have some kind of comfort zone. Mm-hmm. For you, it was clothing. I know that you had a lot of stuff related to dancing because it was also a way for you to express yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, it was owls and dark stuff and imagination. And we all have some kind of comfort zone, and when as artists, tell me what you think about that, but I truly think that when we start to question these things that we are doing all the time because it's comforting us, it tends to tell us and teach us so much about ourselves.
Yeah.
I think
I have nothing to say that, yes.
I think I told you the story about the hypnotherapy and my first owl illustration.
Oh.
We do that and the kid, and when it happened, I was like, whoa, my God. And yeah, as artists, I think we have that duty at some point, once we have enough maturity and courage to just look at our work and be like, okay, what does it mean about me? Yeah. Why am I drawing that? Why am I doing that? Why do I have dark stuff? What do I have only cute and childhood related stuff? Why am I doing stuff related to clothing or dancing? What does it mean to me on a very deep and personal level?
Yeah. And about clothing, when I was deaf, clothes was the first thing I saw. So it was my way to understand people.
Yeah.
Because the way they wear their clothes, the way they're choosing their type of colors, it's so much information about their identity.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a saying, especially in character design, something that we tell all the time, but I'm pretty sure that in clothes simulation and such, it's like we have the appearance of our IDs.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so important. I know it makes a lot of people very uncomfortable because it's like, oh, you are putting a label on everyone. It's somewhere that's true. We all are some kind of archetypes, and we need to understand those archetypes because, again, it's telling us so much about humankind in general.
Yeah, and sometimes just being an archetype make you more close to people.
Yeah.
This is not a bad thing.
Yeah, and when you see that in art school, I know it was the same in your art school. It's even more pronounced now with the generation after us. But already in our generation, I feel like I'm grandpa saying like back in my days, but whatever. We already had so much expressivity in terms of visuals and appearance, like the goth kids, the metalheads, the punks, the girls wearing sweet Lolita robes that you would never wear outside in normal context without having everyone looking at you with weird eyes. In art school, it's like, okay, that's normal. That's a part of expressing yourself. Same with dyed hair, piercing, tattoos.
And even if you're sober, you express something.
Yeah, exactly. Even when you are sober, when you have like vanilla, you are still an archetype.
Yeah. And you're still fascinating. That's okay.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get back on track.
Yes.
About your second job. It was NPC, right?
Yes, right. So after the end of Astérix, I came back to my school to pass my master because I really wanted to write my memoir.
Wow.
It's a book.
What is it about?
It's about the author posture. So how you found yourself as an artist in artistic expression.
Okay.
So I won't speak about that because this live will be about 5 hours.
Yeah, no problem.
But I really thanks my memoir director, Stephanie Katz and Cecile Welker, because they pushed me to know me a lot. So if I am able to say all that stuff I said before with you, it's because of this work with them.
Okay. Just to interrupt you for a second, there is new Neko in the chat.
Oh,
Thank you, here.
How are you?
Some trilogies. Anyways, back to NPC.
Back into NPC. So I got my degree, and before having it, I was contacted by NPC to come work with them. So I went to NPC Montreal.
Wow.
I was so afraid. So before the trip, I called Guillaume like, oh my god, I have some kind of personal problem with my health. So is it a good idea? I don't know what to do. Please give me some advice. And Guillaume was like, take your experience, try it, and if it don't work, it's okay. Just come back to France and see if you could do some close stuff anywhere. Everything
Yeah.
is fine.
The NPC, they are so nice and so comprehensive with you. I mean,
Yeah.
first of all, especially the Montreal one, because they know that everyone flies to Canada and have to move on, so they know
Yeah.
it can be a tough journey. But also, they just want you to be fine and to be okay and to be happy where you are, because they want you to be engaged for long with them.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what Guillaume told me. So I was like, okay, I believe you. I take the flight and here I am, NPC Montreal. So I worked on the Call of the Wild, l'appel de la forêt en français.
Yeah.
And wow, it was so great and an intense experience.
It's the one with Harrison Ford, right?
Yeah, and Omar Sy.
Yeah.
And wow, I learned so much more. I learned the CFX of the VFX industry.
Okay.
I on the spot also like Astérix, always on the spot. So I can be specific, but if CFX of VFX is completely different than CFX of animation.
Yeah.
And that's fascinating. Thanks to the infinite passion of my buddies, Pierrick Loison. This is a party of the things, okay? I was able to learn quickly thanks to the great supervision of my leads, Damien Garrigue and Benjamin Condy. I was able to acquire this new principle of CFX, and I make my job.
Wow.
Until the end.
It's pretty cool.
And yeah, at the same time in the team, I met some people from all the part of the world, and wow, they're just they all inspired me. So hey, I want to salute Acer, Carlos, Audrey, Alexis, Stephen, and the other. You were so great to me. Great times. And so I stayed until the end, but middle end of the production because I have to go back in France due to my little health issue.
Yeah.
But everyone was nice to me about that. So the last shot I have to do was the a retake of the opening shot of the film where we see for the first time the dog, Buck. So it was really impressive for me that they gave me this shot for the end. And I did it, but without being here, I just leave my stuff, say, hi, hope it will work. And Benji was like, oh, you just, thank you, it's worse.
Yeah.
So it ended in a positive way, and I was so glad to know that. So yeah, after that I came back in France. So I passed my stuff and I got the need I needed, and a few weeks later I came to Fortiche.
How did you get hired at Fortiche?
Guillaume.
Okay.
No. More seriously, I passed the. How can I say that? I met the 1, 2, 3.
The HR?
Yeah, exactly. And I had some meeting with the supervisors.
You went through the overall hiring process.
Yeah, exactly.
You were the one that applied, or they reached out to you?
I think at first I applied, but
Okay.
I was at the NPC.
Okay.
Emmanuelle, she was so nice. She wrote me back because she wanted to know if I was available in January.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, this is the period I came back to France. So yeah, with pleasure.
Okay.
So
Okay.
both.
Okay, it's a bit of both. That's interesting. So you were in touch with them before leaving NPC, and they were kind of already aware of what you were doing, right?
Yeah, because Guillaume advised me to write to
See the power of recommendation.
To write
Yeah.
to Fortiche to
Yep.
to present myself.
That's why you need to have the network. You need to be seen as a reliable and good person, because your friends will help you so much to get into different companies when you are job hopping.
Yeah, always. And the world is very, very small. Everyone know each other.
Yeah.
Like I have a great friend in the growing team, Alexandre. I was like speaking of Audrey of NPC, like, oh, she was so cool. I like this girl, and he was like, Audrey, you know her?
You know her? It's always like that.
So now I'm just passing message between them.
Yeah.
I became a pigeon.
Yeah. At some point, you have contact with basically everyone in every company. You have guys at Blizzard, at Riot Games, at Fortiche, at Quantic Dream, at Ubisoft, at Electronic Arts, at everywhere. So you have a big network, and then at some point, your network is so great and you are so established that the network is working for you. You don't have anything to do.
Yeah, and this is such a beautiful thing, but at the same time, this is very impressive.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, if I mess something, I am dead.
Yeah. That's why it's so important to have a nice etiquette, to not piss off anyone, to not call names on anyone, because if you are doing that and if the industry knows that, everyone knows about it and you are dead.
Yeah, and being mean, in fact, this is very useless, and it won't give you some good things. So just no.
Yeah.
Be yourself.
It's absolutely not an issue where you have to be mean. There's always that myth about corporate executive and C-level and managers being bad persons, but not in the industry. You don't want to be a bad person in the industry, because everyone knows about that, and the few persons that have acted very bad, they got caught, and now nobody wants to work with them. On the contrary, unfortunately, yeah. On the contrary, if you are acting as a nice person, you are building a network of people owing you favors and genuinely wanting to help you. And whatever you do to the industry will give it to you tenfold later.
Yeah, and just to precise, people are also just people. Like when you appear vulnerable, so I know that you're just a human being like the other. So this is not a problem to be vulnerable sometimes. You just stay positive and always being full of motivation, and just everything would be nice like you are.
Yeah, as long as you are, it's okay for anyone to have bad days at work. They know that. And even companies, they are judging you on your worst work in your demo reel or portfolio, because they know that's what you will be producing on your worst days. When you are tired, when you are sick, when you don't want to work on that. And if it's still good enough, they know that it's reliable enough that even when you are feeling sick or bad, you would produce good enough work for them. So that's the way to see that's the way to consider your portfolio will be just on your worst pieces. You still need to just tell them, it's okay, I have bad days too because I am human, but I'm still able to produce what you want.
Yep.
So yeah. So you started working at Fortiche.
Yeah.
How long was that? 1 year and a half, 2 years ago?
I came to Fortiche, it was in January 2020, before COVID.
So 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So when I joined the team, it was a high moment, because there is Guillaume and Sébastien. I met the other people, Anthony, Clémence, and at the Chrome team, and they were just so cool. So I quickly refined my marks in CFX of animation. But unfortunately, again, I had to deal with some difficulties with my personal, physical, and mental health. So I entered in a new period where, it was kind of hard. And after that, COVID arrived. So it kind of also good and hard times.
Yeah, you started to
But
work
hard time for
very
me.
hard on yourself at the time.
Yeah, exactly. So hard time for me.
If I recall correctly, you were at the stage we were discussing quite a lot at the time. It was like just everything. I hate everything aside my job.
I hate myself.
Everything. I hate myself. I declare war upon everything aside from my job. I need to fix that as soon as possible.
Yeah, I felt so terrible at this moment, and I am still very touched by that, because Fortiche and the whole teams of Chrome and CFX does not let me down.
Yeah.
They listen to me, they support me, and they give me the energy I didn't have.
Wow.
And thanks to them, and especially one of them, Juliette Dominguez, she gave me a lot of energy, and I went back up. So I finally finished the season 1, and I also participated at the anime clip video. Friendship!
That's pretty cool. Hey, you see the power of friendship. When you are in the art industry, especially for those going freelance, there is always that myth that you're a lone wolf, that you need to be a lonely mercenary. Even if you're working alone at your house, you still need to be in touch with so many people to remain sane in your head. And that's the most important thing. We are focusing so much on art. I know that for years when we are in art school, we are sacrificing everything: social life, relationships, friends, girlfriend, boyfriend, family, drinking, parties,
Oxygen,
video games, sleep, food, everything for that. And if we are not wise, we tend to keep those bad habits of sacrificing everything and doing tunnel vision on our art. And we are just living for that. And we forget that we need everything around to remain balanced.
You need to be a human being.
You just need to be a human being. You need to stop being a cave person living in front of a computer at night and just pushing pixels. You also need to have social life, health, friendships, love, and all of that.
Yeah.
Relationships are so important.
Yeah. And we used to forget that so easily sometimes.
Yeah. Wow.
Sorry, yeah?
Wow. So then Arcane shipped.
Yep.
You are on board, allegedly or not, for season 2.
Yeah.
Maybe beyond, we will see. We don't know yet.
This is actually currently in production.
I have no doubt that you will raise the bar even more compared to the season 1 on every aspect.
I hope so.
Yeah. Aside from work, what else? What's next? What are the current projects?
Yeah.
What else?
So I grew up, but I am still a little bit on my physical and mental health. But I am getting better and better, and this is great.
You are night and day compared to even 2 years ago.
Yeah, I am more strong. And I do a lot of sport on my spare time, and I learn to eat well. And with also with my best friend who is a scriptwriter, we working on together on a comic book project, which is called La Danse de l'Automate. This is a one shot, and I can show you some drawing because this is confidential.
Secret.
But if you want to have an idea of my drawing style, this one. I posted on Twitter. This is a draw this in your style of MNT a really cool artist on Twitter and on Instagram. So the original design belonged to her, but because of the challenge I did this. So if you want to have an idea of the art style of the comic books,
And you have a few drawings of yours on your Instagram, right?
Oh yeah.
It can already.
I showed this one because I had.
Yeah, you are back. But yeah, what you are.
Oh, and you see that, friends.
So yeah, on your Instagram, you have already a lot of sneak peeks and such. So
yeah. Pretty
have,
cool on my Instagram.
Yeah. Do you have an idea of when it should be done?
I hope in 1 year and a half.
Okay.
I hope, because this is, this is kind of hard sometimes to find algorithm between the work and between personal stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm still on it, and I'm kind of, it's okay if you're slow, but you're doing it. So being slow, okay, but keep going.
Yeah, it's all about keeping the momentum, because getting started is the hardest part. Then once it's a habit, you just do it a bit every day. That's fine.
Oh,
hello, kitty. And even when you are tired, you still do just a bit, just few lines. It's still better than zero, and you keep the momentum. Because the hardest part is when you stop. You need to get back to work, and you're like, oh my god, that's so hard.
Yeah. Well, I just saw that idea that le comptoir is not on your wall. Soon.
So, wow, that's a lot of stuff. And aside from your comic book, any other project?
Yeah. I'm still practicing dance.
Okay.
I'm trying to recover my past level, but due to my personal injury, this isn't possible. But I try to do something different with that. Yeah, if you can do something, just learn a new styles.
Yeah, do what you have, and you'll figure out something new. No problem.
Exactly. Just keep going. If I succeed the comic book, I would love to make another one, still with my boyfriend as a scriptwriter, because I love his storytelling. But I wanted to do it with some people in teamwork.
Okay.
So if you hear about your friends, I think about you, machin auteur, Camille Canon and Séverine Cordier and Morgan Viel.
So the shout outs.
And nice. Oh yeah, another point, I would love to update my costume project I did in my art school to make it like, I don't know, make a nice mock fashion show.
Okay, yeah, it would be great.
My final goal is to just buy a house and a dog. But an healthy life with Olivier, and keep and yeah, and healthy and also exciting, serene life. Just that.
Yeah, you pretty much found your balance already.
Yeah.
Between work and personal life, relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, and thanks to Olivier, because this is a man of the shadow, but
It's Batman.
it's Batman. It's the true one without the dark side. Because he was so much supportive with me. He know me since we were child, so he know all my scars, and he know everything, and he still love me the way I am.
That's great. That's great.
I think I'm pretty okay.
Yeah, you're pretty okay, I guess. Making a lot of people who would love to get your job or to know more about what's going on behind the curtain, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot Rémi. Salut Rémi.
Ooh. Yeah, something that is coming back all the time is just friendship and the importance of relationship.
Yeah.
It's so important.
But don't be naive. You have to work hard before, unfortunately, and after that, just being human.
Yeah, and yeah, relationship. That's something we have been talking a lot those last year together. And in the stream, we have been talking a lot about the importance of sane relationship.
Yeah.
We can also talk about the importance of cutting toxic ones.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be or to go too dark in the stream, of course.
No.
But at some points, whether it's in art school, with other people in our lives or whatever, we have positive peoples that are like sails to our ship, and other people that are like cannonballs or anchors, and we need to cut them. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And yeah, unfortunately, they're everywhere. So
yeah,
just be careful.
And it takes time to have a proper, quote unquote, rooster of good friend.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes a bit of maturity to discover that a specific person that you thought was positive for you is in fact not really good or not good anymore, because you have evolved and this person has not evolved and is now almost dragging you down.
Yeah.
And again, it's all about...
I'm sorry if you have cut you, but
sure.
When you experience that, you don't have to feel guilty because you had to experience that to learn.
Yeah. In some ways, you have to burn yourself a bit, even though it's harsh. You have to burn yourself a bit to learn the lesson. And again, being able to let go of something. It's like when we were discussing about some part of our past that are belonging to us, and it's hard to let them go because we think it's part of our identity. It's same with sometimes with relationships. Some of them we have to let them go because we are not compatible anymore with those person for whatever reason. And it really highlights the fact that you become generally the average of the few people that you spend the most time with. If you are only surrounded with very great, motivated, disciplined, healthy people, you'll be the next one. But if you are surrounded by losers or by toxic people that are always playing the victim, always blaming everyone, never doing the work or whatever, you might become the next one, or else it will be very hard to extricate yourself from that, because those people will tend to shame you or to try to drag them like crabs in a basket.
Yeah, that's a hard truth, but it is.
So that's why it's so great to hear stories like you at Fortiche with so many people helping you when it was not great, and with Olivier and all your friends that help you all across your journey. And this is really one of the big moral of that interview, I think, is have friends and be a nice person, because those people will get it to you so much more than what you think.
And being a nice person doesn't mean that you have always to be positive. Just you have to be honest with people.
Yeah, you don't have to be the nice guy or the nice girl and get too good, because sometimes people can abuse that too.
Yeah.
But you need to be genuine with people, and they will be genuine with you.
Yeah, it's about reciprocity.
Yeah. Cool. That's a lot of stuff. Before we move on to the question, and by the way, chat, I see 42%. Oh my God, that's insane on that live. That's an absolute record. Thank you. Feel free to ask questions in the chat. I'm grabbing them and we're gonna ask them to Camille. I have a few questions for you regarding people wanting to join the industry, not just CFX, but the industry in general. Okay. According to you, what are the main qualities of artists getting hired in the industry, of good artists in the industry?
You have to show a strong ability to adaptation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because production is a production and sometimes it didn't go where you want.
Yeah.
So you have to do with that.
You realize that what you had learned at school, there's a perfect pipeline at school that people are teaching you for 3 to 5 years. You go to any company and you realize that it has nothing in common with that. And you're like, oh, it was not as the school told me. And you need to adapt. You need to realize that every company has their own pipeline with their advantages and defaults, and you need to deal with that.
Yeah. I think that you have to build a strong technical skills.
Yeah.
But in the other way, you have to stay artistic. You have to make your technique at the service of the intention.
Yeah.
This is my very personal opinion. I'm not the truth.
I completely agree. You definitely need strong and flawless fundamentals. Whether you are drawing, you need anatomy, perspective, colors, lighting. Whether you are doing 3D, it's making sure it's not buggy, making sure that you know how to texture, to do the topology, the simulation if you have some. It's not buggy. You can pass it to someone else and this person will be able to grab your work without having to kill you because they hate how you did that. They're like, what the hell is that mess of not wrangling? What the hell is that?
Yeah.
So.
And you have to be aware of what the other department do.
Yeah, you need to be aware of people after and before you in the pipeline. You need to facilitate their work too.
Exactly.
That's the best way to get love in the company. If you make the life for the people taking your work after you easier, this person will love you.
Exactly.
If you don't do it, this person will hate you.
Simple.
Yeah. But yeah, strong fundamentals. And once you have strong fundamentals, you know to speak the artistic language. And that's now how you can put the emotion, the storytelling, what is personal into that. It's easier because now you don't have to fight with the technique.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool.
Well,
anything else you want to advise to people before we move on to the Q&A?
This is kind of mainstream advice, but always stay curious.
Yeah.
For me, I prefer to see me as eternal newbie.
Yeah.
Because I keep this pleasure of discovering, learning. You always. Yeah, always I'm sorry.
The pleasure of always discovering new stuff.
Thank you.
That's
and just always search for them, search for new techniques, be aware of the CG, social media who share what the author do, what the studio does. Just
what are the new tools, the new techniques, the new trends?
Yeah. And just keep watching some YouTube tutorials.
Yeah, you need to you need to be willing to be a fool in order to become a master eventually. And the longer you keep that attitude, the better you would go in the industry. And also, you really need to assume that even when you are like a lead or an art director, even the youngest junior still have something to teach you that you don't know
exactly.
about.
Yeah.
So you need to expect that everyone you will meet will be able to teach you something that you don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, that makes me think about Séverine because she's one of my dear friend, and she have a huge generalist profile, and she's more specialized in fixed animation, tech anim. When she came to CFX at the end of the Arcane season 1, she was putting a lot of new solution of our problem because she had this knowledge of tech animation, fixed animation, of rigging, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something that we notice a lot in the industry is that you have some people coming from schools and they have a process, but you have a lot of self-taught artists that have completely different process but can still achieve the same results. Maybe they are using different software. Maybe they are using different software, different technique. They achieve the same result. It's working. So why not? And you realize that what matters is not your degree or any paper framed in mahogany, but rather what you are able to do and making sure just it works. And you realize that nobody has the same process. Nobody comes to the same result with the same tools and same solution. There's always variation, and as long as it fits the pipeline, it's good.
Yeah. Diversity is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, and it works for both technical jobs and artistic ones like concept art. It works, illustration, it works, 3D modeling, it works, cloth FX, VFX, it works. Nobody has the same background and thinking process, and still you're still able to work together. So yeah, pretty good.
You're welcome.
Anything else you want to add before the questions? Don't feel forced.
No, I'm thinking. Don't forget to leave.
Yeah. So let's go for the questions.
Yep.
Question from Sudi Phones. What guidance or advice might you give for amateur creatives to push through setbacks that might have happened to their early careers due like to personal issues or the pandemic?
Oh.
So if I understand well, you get put down a lot by personal issues or the pandemic. I mean, Everyone got taken by surprise with that, of course, and everyone had to adapt like mad. A lot of projects got cancelled because of that. I guess that a lot of even personal journey as artists got kind of cut off because of that massive hit. So, yeah, what would be your advice to push through setbacks and hardships like that?
Always staying in movement.
Yeah.
Never give up.
Yeah.
It's kind of mainstream, but this is true. If you give up, anything around you will stop.
Yeah. Always be in movement is so important. It's like action creates clarity in some ways. And as soon as you stop moving, as you're like, oh, I'm tired, I'm not going to work today, it's so hard to get back to work after.
Exactly.
And the more you remain in that state of, no, I'm not working, I'm tired, I'm sick, I'm depressed or whatever, the harder it will be to get back. And that's something we talked about in the previous stream. It's called the sunk cost fallacy, but it's like, it's very hard to get invested into something big. So if something seems daunting or too big, what do you think about that? When something seems too big, you break it into smaller stuff until one is manageable.
Exactly.
And you can also force yourself to commit in some ways.
Yeah, exactly. And when it's too big, I push myself to forget how big it is. And I'm just like, okay, today I'm making this little thing for that. And another day again, and little thing with little thing with little things. In fact, you have your big things. Yeah.
Just a little thing is still better than zero. And something you can do is just try something very small. Just try for when you wake up, you open Photoshop. You open Blender. You open 3DS Mac. Once it's open, you are free to close it and do whatever you want. But at least you are putting yourself in a glimpse of motion.
Yeah, and you keep the movement.
It's like when you have anxiety when starting going to the gym. Just force yourself to walk the door and you are free to leave. But just because you took the subway for 20 minutes, you went there, it's like, oh, I committed, so I better go to change myself and do the gym.
Yeah.
You start with something very small like that.
Yeah, and this is, we had this discussion with my friend Cyril, because she and her girlfriend decided to get a new healthy lifestyle with sports. And they were like, oh, this is great, but sometimes we are so impressed by the exercise because they are so technical and painful. And I was like, yeah, but you did it, and if it's too painful, it's okay to do it more easier, because in fact you did
even
it.
doing it empty. If it's too
because
hard,
in fact you move.
do it empty. There are some exercises that are so hard with just 1 kilo. You are like, your back stuck on the wall. You need to do that with your hand parallel to the wall. It's so painful even with 1 kilo. Sometimes just doing that empty is already too much for some people. So just try something small like that.
You will work your joints.
Yeah. So yeah, always keep in motion. Definitely agree with that.
Yeah. And if you don't see the results early, I know how much it can be frustrating, but please keep going, because one day you will have a result.
Yeah. Have you read the book called The Compound Effect?
No.
By Darren Hardy?
No.
Okay.
Not yet. You recommend me? But no, I didn't.
You and the chat too. But I think you would love the Compound Effect by Darren Hardy and Mastery by Robert Greene, because that's exactly what you talked about. The Compound Effect is like, for years, there's no result. And when it starts, it goes exponential.
Oh, wait, yeah, this is my sister told me that.
Yeah, there's a Compound Effect by Darren Hardy.
Okay, nice to know.
Next question then, from Shoka.
Oh yeah.
Are you telling us that people were contacting you for internship? That's the question asked when you were between NPC and Fortiche.
Between NPC and Fortiche. No, I made the first step, but when I was to NPC, Fortiche wrote to me if I was still interested by having a close position.
Yeah, that's what we said previously. They were aware of what you did before. You were kind of in touch, and you finalized that once you were back in France, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, some companies, like especially NPC for very specialized jobs like VFX, can contact you even for internship, and they are like, hey, we're willing to train you for 6 months because we desperately need someone like you. I just got a friend, Ilan Moran, who got hired at NPC Montreal for crowd simulation in the VFX department.
Nice.
Because with lockdown, of course, and the COVID situation, it's very hard to get like 300 people on the scene. So more and more crowd would be made in 3D and with VFX, and we need people to be trained to do that.
Okay.
So there's a need for that.
Good news.
So if you're looking for an easy job, prod simulation might be
the next meta for the next 2 or 3 years.
Question from Katie Canning. Making something as passionate as art your job can be difficult, I imagine. Did you dare have something because you just went up to it, or lose the joy when walking?
Oh, that's a very good one.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, very good. A part of the answer is in the question.
Yeah.
Sometimes you lose your joy, your passion, but this is the people around you who bring it back.
Yeah.
It's kind of naive, but for me it's true.
Yeah. what do you think about the fact that when you generally the first project that you work on, it might not be the dream project already.
Oh yeah.
You might feel a bit frustrated about that when you are starting. You're like, hey, I did so much work and effort,
yes.
and I'm working on something that is not bad. It's not my dream job. I think people need to realize that to access your dream job, you have a very hard price to pay. That is to go through those jobs that doesn't excite you as much.
I wanted to say to people, and yes, I'm very sorry for you if you didn't get your dream job, but at least you get something.
Yeah, exactly.
You're still moving.
It's a path forward, and it's the first step towards your dream job, because sometimes I'm having that all the time with people in consultation and my mentorship, but sometimes they want something very big that doesn't hire juniors. Like, hey, I want to be a concept artist at Blizzard. I want to be a concept artist on Halo. I want to be a concept artist on the next Avengers. It's like, yeah, it's amazing. It's fantastic. Unfortunately, it's such a huge responsibility that they don't hire juniors. So you need to build a resume in order to be skilled and credible enough to access those kind of jobs. So instead of thinking that it's lower hanging fruit, just think positively. It's the first step towards your collection of lines on your resume, and eventually you would get there. So you're already making huge progress towards that. You just need to accept the delayed gratification thing, in my opinion. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I have nothing smart to say. Instead of yes, I agree.
I don't want to force you. You have the right to disagree, and we can have a real debate.
I'm really thinking, but no. You say everything.
Cool. Next question from Laura Jimenez.
Okay. Oh.
Who is your favorite Arcane character and why? Also, what did you struggle the most with simulating?
My favorite character.
Sorry. Who is your favorite Arcane character and why? And also, who did you struggle the most with simulating? I'm assuming, which character did you struggle the most with when you were simulating something on it? Is that the question?
Yeah, I guess. Wow, that's a complicated one. Because there are so much characters in Arcane, and they are so cool how they are. My favorite, it will be.
Choose.
Yeah.
She's forcing you to choose.
Yes. I really love Vi.
Because a lot of people love Vi.
Oh yeah, because Vi. Yeah.
Mine is Echo.
Oh yeah, Echo. Yeah, Echo is so stylish.
So classy.
Yeah, oh my god. He's so cool.
I really like Silco too.
Silco, yeah.
He has an aura.
Yes. I love Jinx, but everyone does.
We want to be rebels.
I love them all.
Yeah, and which character did you struggle the most with when simulating, or what was probably the hardest simulation you had to do? I think it can work too.
Oh yeah, so I'm sorry I can't be specific, but the more hard was Jace.
Jace?
Because his costume had to be in place, but he had to move too, so it was a tricky paradox to understand.
Yeah, it could have looked very rigid, right?
Yeah, but it still have to move, so it was very challenging.
Yeah. Okay. Question from Shoka. Of course, we need to protect companies. How is the money in the industry, I guess? How is the money? Let's not throw salaries because we need to protect companies and their employees. But overall, how is the money? What do you think about that? I think the industry can pay pretty well if you dare to fight for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
you have to know yourself. Sorry, you have to know yourself very well, and you have to be conscious of your abilities to be paid as you deserve.
Yeah. You need to fight for your money because it's part of the game, the industry. Any employer wants as much as you can provide for as little money as possible. That's their part of the game. And you want as much money as possible for decent work condition, let's say. And the negotiation is something in between that please everyone. So if you are not fighting for your salary, and I know it's especially true in France because it's very taboo to talk about money in France. When you are earning like above 3K per month, you are getting frowned upon. Apparently, you are filthy rich in France. I mean, it's good to have a decent salary. So nothing wrong with that. And if you're not fighting for a salary, if the company is kind of a bit aggressive, they can drag you down quite a lot. Same with asking for promotion and stuff like that. If you know you are irreplaceable, if you know they need you more than you need them, they have no choice but to pay you more. Otherwise, you could tell them, hey, I have this company and this company and this company wants me for more. Can you align with that? Give me a reason to stay. And it's just part of the game. It's not a bad thing. It's just part of the game. But I think overall the industry is paying pretty well if you dare to fight for it.
Yeah, just staying polite and human and everything will be nice.
Just be a nice person and don't ask for a raise every 2 months and it should be fine. Nice. From Neris Arcane, what's the scene you feel the more proud of working on?
I'm really proud of the Aztec magic scene in episode 3 when we had to make the gravity stuff with the cloth and the earth simulation. It was so cool to work with everyone on Jace and Victor because it was a very creative moment.
So great. Next one from Estonian Hyena. How much does the industry look at the person's age? Are younger ones with same experience preferred over older ones with same experience?
It really depends on how you present yourself. And because you can be, if you did your interview brilliantly, you can be old or young. It can work.
Yeah, I would say that age doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
It's almost irrelevant because when you are young, you have advantages but also defaults. When you're older, you have advantages but also defaults. And eventually, all that matters is what you can produce. And if you're a good team player. So to me, it's not an advantage, it's not a disadvantage.
Yeah.
And you have probably, sorry to interrupt you, you have probably been amongst the youngest at the company, same as me. I'm assuming that in every company you were kind of the baby of the company, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. It doesn't really matter, to be honest.
Oh yeah, it's cute.
Next, from AGPBS.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite episode in Arcane or a favorite scene?
To be honest, I'm quite a fangirl of the League of Legends lore, so it just answers some, annoying things like, I love it, I love everything. So yeah, it's kind of hard to answer, but I really love the last episode.
Yeah.
When Jinx became what she is.
Yeah. I think the opening scene is still my favorite one, even though it's the most disturbing I have seen across the entire series.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The opening sequence. Damn. Was tough.
atmosphere is
but
here.
it sets the tone, and it's so well done. There's not a single word, and you understand everything.
Yeah, this is a surprise.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
Arcane is coming.
I was feeling so bad after that scene, but
No, really?
yeah.
You feeling bad?
Oh yeah. This one shook me like mad. The first episode shook me like really hard. Between the first scene and the poison, all the poison scene with the animals and stuff like that, I was like, I'm feeling so bad looking at that.
My mom used to react like that too.
Oh yeah, it was visual. Like the scene with the mouse that has to drink the poison. It's like, I feel so bad.
Animator did such brilliant job on their animation because you feel what the character feel on the screen. This is crazy.
Yeah. Next question. Again from Estonian Hyena. Will you say the compound effect is only good if you vary from what you do versus when you just draw the same stuff all the time?
It really depends of company, I guess.
I will say that compound effect is good. Working hard is good. Working smart is better. Working hard and smart is even better. Because if you are working for thousands of hours on something that is irrelevant or in a bad direction, you will become a master of that and will compound in that direction. If you work on something very smart again and again, it will compound over something very smart and efficient. So you need to be careful. There's a bit of static noise in your mic, by the way.
So really?
I don't know why. It's gone.
Okay.
It's so weird. Anyway.
Sorry.
But yeah, compound effect is like whatever you are choosing to do and you repeat that, it's gonna move you towards that direction. So if you are banging your head against the wall for years on something, it's not moving, you need to make sure that what you do is relevant still.
Yeah, or you have to move in another place and learn new ways to do your your specific stuff, but in new eyes, and sometimes it can be the solution.
Yeah. And it's like you said, always adapt.
You always adapt and stay open-minded.
Yeah. Next one from Shoka. How much do you have to negotiate most of the time? So you have to negotiate most of the time. I'm assuming for salary.
I'm not the good person to answer because I am a very lucky one. I never had to negotiate in my life to get the salary I deserved because I had so much people supportive around me, so people are speaking for me, kind of. It's kind of tricky question because I didn't really experience that yet.
Yeah, and it kind of depends on the company too. Some companies are very aggressive in terms of negotiation. I mean, you have not done freelance yet, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah, in freelance, it might be more the case because you negotiate almost per piece. So negotiation is very aggressive. You need to defend yourself and to set your conditions. But for companies, generally, if it fits what you want, I mean, that's okay, generally. It might also depend on the personality. If you have more of a career personality, you might be willing to go to the fight a bit more. If you are more agreeable and just want security and want nobody to cause you any trouble, you might be okay with that too. It really depends on the personality. And I would say that negotiation is more with freelance. Just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. But I know that it happens for people in the industry. Yeah, but I'm work on my best to be prepared with that, but the time doesn't come yet.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good thing, I guess.
Yeah.
If you're happy with what you have, that's good. Okay, next one from Jean-Paul G. How did you find the particular style of draw for Arcane?
What do you mean? It's about my personal taste?
I think it's how did you acquire the style?
Oh.
Tell me if I'm wrong, Jean-Paul. I'm pretty sure you're still in the chat, but it's how Camy acquired the style, the visual style, right? Yes, that's that. How did you acquire the style?
Okay. You know, I know the Fortiche style since I am a teenager, so my drawing style was influenced by the Fortiche style. So it was being a fangirl at first helps.
Yeah. Did you study the style a bit previously?
Yeah, by myself. But when I was on the spot, I was trained by my colleague, by my lead and supervisors, and when you try train again, you understand what the artistic direction of Arcane wants, and you adapt, and
yeah,
here you go.
Plus, you have been working on both realistic and very stylized stuff before.
Yeah.
And Arcane is like realistic shapes,
both,
but very heavy stylization on top.
Yeah, and this is a thing that I really, really love about my work at Arcane. This is I can invent my CFX animation experience, and I can put a lot of my VFX experience too. This is very creative.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something we are discussing quite a lot. It's when you are aiming for a company, do studies of their styles. Understand how they do that. There's no tutorial, so you have to do the work of retro engineering how they do that. Because they might train you to do that, but they also expect you to have already in your portfolio the glimpse of an understanding of how it works.
It really depends on the person, and I guess, because on my experience, what it helped me is to have those both sides, animation and VFX, and this ability to think my CFX at the service of the intention, artistic first.
Yeah. You see that there's something they were looking for in your profile.
Yeah.
And as long as you match the requirement, however it manifests in your work, they're okay with that. Because they know you get it. They know you understand what they want, that you will be able to adapt. Is that like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Next, from Neris Arcane again. What's your favorite piece of clothing of all Arcane character?
Oh, nice question. Mel is so wonderful.
Mel, I don't remember about Mel.
Don't remember Mel.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm so bad with the names, but yeah, amazing clothing and the hair. The hair are amazing too.
Oh yeah, amazing character design. The design team did an amazing job, and wow, she's here. It was a real pleasure to work on her dress.
I absolutely love that color scheme of golden, chocolate brown, gold, white robe, and just with the eyes, the green accent, it's still golden.
Yeah.
She's all about gold, and it's so noble and elegant.
Yeah, and this is the result of the crazy talented people of all department of Fortiche. Wow, I still have this fangirl eyes, you know. That's why I sometimes I didn't realize that I'm working on Arcane.
Nice. Next, from J. Ramus. Do you have a lot to learn in terms of software to be at ease with your work?
Oh yeah, of course. It's referred at what we used to say before. Always adapt and always stay open-minded.
Yeah. Okay. Nice to know. And for CFX in general, what are aside from the pipeline exclusive to Arcane and to Fortiche, what is the overall tool set aside from Maya or 3ds Max?
Maya.
Just Maya. There you have your answer. From 97, were you able to keep the social aspect of the work with COVID? Or is it a Fortiche with the current situation? Of course, without breaking any NDAs.
Yeah. No, we keep contact. Fortiche was very aware of how people used to live their COVID times.
Yeah.
So I felt very listened.
Okay.
And when it was hard, Fortiche was here to help you and to support you.
Yeah. They you worked remotely?
Yeah.
At some point? Yeah. So I'm assuming everyone was bringing their computer at home and
exactly
all they needed, and you had some ways to send it to a server somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of company had to adapt. It probably took a bit of time to adapt, I guess. Few weeks, few months. Were they kind of fast to?
I can't remember precisely, but yeah, the adaptation was pretty fast.
Okay. Because some of, especially the very, very big companies, they are massive struggle to adapt. Especially at the beginning, because of the huge amount of tools and different steps of the pipeline. It was so hard to do that from home without all the beefy workstations.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Okay. Okay, next from Asia. It's not a question, but Capu, you are awesome. Okay. Next question from Sweetie Twilight. Question from a friend. Do you travel a lot on your own, or do you have to travel for work?
Both.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, go on.
Because we love to travel with Olivier. Yeah, sometimes we are doing some trips in France just to discover new places.
I'm still waiting for you to come in Lyon.
Yes.
Second part of the question: should we be ready to move anywhere in order to work in the art sector?
In my experience, I think that when you start in the industry, you have to move, but when you are at some point, you can't stay in the place you are, because now with COVID and homework,
and remote work. Yeah.
Thank you. The question of place is more flexible.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that the COVID situation has proven to the industry that you can do at least 80% of the work with everyone at home.
Exactly.
It has some advantages, it has some disadvantages. It really depends on the personality of people.
Exactly. You have to experience.
And in some ways, if there is at least a small silver lining with that COVID situation is that now it gives a bit more of the choice the artist to either work from home for a company or in the studio, because now they are open to both. Or at least a bit more, and this is great.
This is great. Sorry.
That's fine. Bon appétit.
Merci. But in my very own opinion, I think that you really, really have to show yourself at first.
Yeah.
And when you did your job and people know that you can do the job, do whatever you want, but stay visible to people.
Especially for a first job, because when you are applying for a first job, nobody knows who you are. You don't know anyone in the industry. The industry doesn't know you. If you are just an email address, it will be pretty hard for you to get even noticed, to be honest.
Exactly.
If you show your face, they can at least put a person. It circumvents so much of the application with email. That's the same when you are like to industry meeting as the ones that you mentioned, or like IAMAG, industry workshop, Trojan Horse. Just the fact of meeting someone in person and not through a screen with an email address, it circumvents so much of the hiring process and it gives you so much more chances of getting hired, or at least noticed. And then once everyone knows your name and knows your work, you can go full hermit if you want.
Yeah. It's just about time and period.
Yeah. All right, I think we are at the end of the questions. Do you have any final word for all the aspiring artists? Before we wrap that up.
I know that you are gonna have some very, very bad and hard times, but you choose that way for a good reason, and this reason is yours. Please keep going and still believe in why you are doing this art.
Yeah.
Because one day people will share that with you.
Yep, that's true. The price of working on dream project and selling dreams to hundreds, thousands, if not millions of people is actually to go through a bit of hardship at the beginning. That's the price to pay. That's what separates the really passionate and motivated people to the rest of the people that will not be able to do that. And it goes back so well to the initial quote of real power doesn't come from those who are born the strongest or fastest or smartest. But it comes to those who will do anything to achieve that. It's the same. You go through hardship for your dream project.
Yeah, but without being mean to people.
Yeah. You don't have to drink poison, so that's fine.
Oh, so my favorite character is Silco. I found it.
I like Silco, it's pretty cool. Well, this was way longer than expected. I think we can cut the stream right now. Thank you so much for that stream. It was so great.
Thanks to you. It was very new for me. And sometimes my English is kind of...
That's fine. You can speak very baguette like that if you want. There's no problem about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to speak like that, but this is kind of pretty hard to listen.
I will just quickly do the thank you just like that for everyone who followed the channel. Thank you Rizlan LK. Thank you Wenny666. Thank you Estonan Ayina. Thank you Jack Dow. Thank you Ekati. Thank you Datimi. Thank you Naif Set. Thank you Marga Sofer. Thank you Dr. Winnie. Thank you Laura Jim. Thank you Kapu. Thank you Beatin Black. Thank you Sudi Torns. Thank you KDYP05. Thank you Neris Arcane. Thank you DVR KVRT. Thank you Lucas72. Thank you, Wild Entwined. Thank you, Happy Bitouin. Thank you, XP Wizard. Thank you, Moses Junior MG. Thank you, Jogardo. Thank you, Nexanis. Thank you, Matt Gord. Thank you, Case54. Thank you, Canarchist. Thank you, Nadocast. So many people. Thank you, Daniel Jameson. Thank you, Max Mixer. Thank you, Minecore53. Thank you, Manzer King. Thank you, Ipsa Rose Chaudhry. Thank you, Zero, Anixi Zero. Thank you, Food Sintimo. Sorry for if I'm butchering your names. Thank you,
Lemon. There's Numa! Numa, il est là!
Oh my god! Another OG! Thank you, Flive81. Thank you, Sis the Mini. Thank you, Omar R. Thank you, Frosty Muxval. Thank you, Colin Mate. Wow. Thank you, Mickey MG. Thank you, Mohamed Mohsen GFX. Thank you, Neo. Thank you, Nizabo. Thank you, Common New Faces. Thank you, Cacahuete. Thank you, Sylvain Romiguet. Thank you, 23D. Thank you, Nico FCZ. And thank you, Dan Player. Oh, so many new people. 40 new followers. Thank you so much, folks. If you found the stream entertaining, educative, interesting, feel free to stay in tune. We will have more interviews. If you are an artist in the industry and you want to have an interview, send me a DM on Discord. Feel free to join on Discord down below. If you're watching on YouTube, you know the jazz. Like, subscribe, join us on Twitch to have access to the AMA in direct. Again, I want everyone to put a big spam and deluge of one in the chat or heart emoji for Capu in the chat, please. Thank you so much for having joined us tonight.
Oh, thank you so much to you for this interview and for being my friend for so long.
This is so great. Anyways, take care, guys. And see you probably tomorrow for a drawing stream or whatever. See you soon. Bye.